Hello students, welcome to my class. Today I am going to start chapter number 20 and the name of the chapter is Salah and its conditions. Okay, so first of all we must have to know what is Salah. So simply we can say that Salah is obedience to Allah, or we can say that Salah is the second most important pillar of Islam. Okay, so the next thing which we have to know is how we have to perform Salat. Okay, so while standing in Salat, we must think that we see Almighty Allah, and if it is not possible, then we must have to keep in mind that Almighty Allah is watching us. And the next one is what? While standing in Salah, we have to think that we are standing on as sirat, which is thinner than a strand of hair and as sharp as the sharpest knife. Okay, so the third one is what? The Allah is showering His blessings unto us. And the fourth one is on the right side there is Jannah and the left side there is Jahannam. And at last we have to think that the angel of death is standing back to us. So if we think like this, then only we will be able to perform Salah in a perfect way. Okay, so still then there may be any kind of what? There may be any kind of mistakes from our side. So when it happens, okay, when it happens, after the end of Salat, we have to seek forgiveness from Almighty Allah so that He may accept our prayers. Okay, so what are the importance of performing Salat? It has been said on the day of judgment, the first thing for which people will be held accountable is Salat. If it is sound, the rest of his deed will be considered as sound. If it is bad, the rest of his deed will be considered as bad. So the 5 daily prayers are obligatory upon us all. That is why we have to perform prayer regularly. Okay, so our Prophet Muhammad is reported to have said, whoever guards the 5 daily prayer while believing that Salat is the right of Almighty Allah, he will enter paradise. So that is why we must perform Salah with full sincerity. Okay, so moreover the Prophet said, the worst thieves among people are those who steal from their Salat. Then the Prophet was asked how people steal from their Salat. Prophet Muhammad replied that they do not complete its bowing or its prostration properly. So that is why we must have to be careful while performing Salat. So we must have to perform it attentively, we must have to perform it carefully. Now we'll get to know some benefits of performing Salat. Okay, so Allah's Messenger is reported to have said, if there was a river at the door of any one of you and he took bath in it 5 times a day, would you notice any dirt on him? They said, no trace of dirt will be left. So that is the example of 5 daily prayer with which Allah removes and washes away all the sins of us. Okay, so the next benefit is what? It helps us to maintain connection with Almighty Allah throughout the day. Okay, so it helps us to maintain good relationship, it helps us to maintain connection with Allah throughout the day. It brings us close to Almighty Allah and remind us of our duty to Him. It keeps us away from immorality and evil deeds. Okay, so it keeps us away from immorality and evil deeds. It trains us and make us disciplined. The last one is what? Strengthen our faith and makes us conscious of Allah's presence. So these are the benefits which we will get if we perform salah at its proper time. Okay, so now we shall come to know about the punishment for those who do not perform salah. Okay, so as all the salat are of equal importance to us, if we perform it regularly, it will strengthen our faith. Along with this, we will get many kind of benefits. Okay, we'll get the opportunity to be close to Almighty Allah. Then what? Allah will forgive our sins. He will provide us with new opportunities. We'll get peace of mind. So many things we'll get if we perform salah properly. Okay, so now we shall come to know about the punishment. Okay, so those who will not perform Fajr prayer, so those who will not perform Fajr prayer, the glow of their face will be taken. The glow of their face is taken away. Those who will not perform Asr prayer, the blessings of their income is taken away. Those who will not perform those who will not perform Zuhr prayer, the blessings of their income is taken away. Those who will not perform Asr prayer, the strength of their body is taken away. Those who will not perform Maghrib prayer, they are not benefited by their children. And the last one is Isha. Those who will not perform Isha prayer, the peace of their sleep is taken away. So to perform salat, some conditions are there which must be fulfilled. Without fulfilling the condition, we will not be able to perform salat. Okay, so the first one is niyah. So what does niyah means? The niyah, or in Bengali you say niyat. Okay, so the niyah are called as the intention. So it is known to us, actions are according to our intention, and everyone will get what was intended. Okay, so actions are according to intentions, and everyone will get what was intended. So we must have to make our mind that whatever we do it for Almighty Allah alone. So if there is any other intention behind our deeds, then our deeds will not be accepted, and we will be sinned for that. Okay, so that is why before performing salat or before performing any good deeds, we must have to make our intention correct. Okay, we must have to make our mind that whatever we do it for Almighty Allah alone. Then inshallah we will be rewarded due to our deeds. Okay, the next one is tahara. So our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is reported to have said, purity is half of faith. Okay, so what does tahara means? It means purity of the body, clothes, and the place. It means purity of the body, clothes, and the place where we will perform salat. So to perform salat, we must be neat and clean from najas. Okay, and to perform salat, one's body, clothes, and the place must be clean and free from all kinds of impurities. Okay, so the next one is covering the body. So before offering salah, you should see that whether you are properly dressed or not. So why you have to check this? It is because you are standing in front of Almighty Allah. So before standing in front of Him, we must have to check whether the dressed are properly cleaned or not, whether the place where we are going to perform salah is properly clean or not. So for men and boys, the dress should be such that at least it covers their whole body from what? Navel to knees. Okay, and for women's, the dress should be such that it covers their whole body and hair of the head except for their hand and faces. So that means what? They have to cover their whole body except from their hand and faces. Okay, so moreover, their dress must be thick enough so that the body part does not revealed. Okay, so the next one is wudu or ablution. Okay, the next one is wudu or ablution. So our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is reported to have said, Salah is the key to paradise and the key to Salah is ablution or wudu. So before performing Salat, before offering Salat, we must have to perform ablution properly. So we cannot offer Salah without ablution. Why? Because it is a great sin. Okay, so the next one is facing the Qibla. The next one is facing the Qibla. So while offering Salat, we must face towards the direction of Qibla. So Qibla is the direction where the Kaaba is, or you can say Qibla is the direction of Kaaba. So it is near about obligatory for all of us to perform Salat after going to mosque. But due to any reason, if we are to perform Salat at home, then what we have to do? We must have to look for the direction of Qibla. So if we cannot find it, so we must have to seek help from we must have to take help from our parents, or we can use the compass which is present in our cell phones to get the direction of Qibla for performing Salat. Okay, the next one is time. Okay, so the next one is what? The next one is time. So it has been said, Salah offered at its proper time is the best thing in the sight of Allah. So that is why we must be careful about the right time to perform Salat. Okay, so as for men, that means what? For men, they have to wait for the azan to declare, as it is near about obligatory for them to go to mosque for performing Salah. That is why they have to wait for the azan to declare. But for women, they have to wait for the right time to enter. That means I think today the Zuhr prayer starts at 11:20, so they must try their level best to finish all of their work and perform Salah by 11:20 or 11:25. So this is how, if we do like this, if we follow the guidelines, if we follow the rules which are given by our Almighty Allah and which are practically shown by our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then inshallah will be rewarded on the day of judgment. Okay, so the best thing in the sight of Allah is Salah offered at its proper time. That is why we must be careful about the right time to perform Salat. So Salah is one of the most important pillar of Islam. If we offer it regularly, it will deepen our faith. Okay, if we offer regularly, it will deepens our faith. So if it will deepens our faith, it will help us to get close to Allah. It will help us to get relief from our pain. It will help us to get relief from our sufferings. Okay, so you must have to remember that without meeting all this condition, without meeting all this condition, no one can perform Salat. So it is obligatory, it is binding upon all of us to look towards the conditions which are very much essential to perform Salat. Okay, so moreover, it has been said that the difference between a believer and a non-believer is Salat. It has been also said that the position of Salat is like the head in one's body. So without head, there is no possibility of human being to survive. Same cases happen without Salat. There is no possibility of a person to be a mu'min. Okay, so that is why we must be careful about Salat, and we must be careful about Salat. And I discussed earlier that the first thing for which people will be held accountable is Salat. So that is why we must have to be careful about it, and I request you all to perform Salat at its proper time. So today up to this much. Thank you.